Hey everyone, Ziz here. So I wanted to update the currency efficiency video I made in the past, and I want to start off by saying that this might not be the most optimal for everybody or the best. It's just an explanation and outline of what I do, how I play, and why I make so much currency. It's also intended for hardcore leagues because the economies are quite different, so I'm not exactly sure on what's the best for softcore. With that out of the way, I focus on the fact that I have very little downtime when I'm playing Path of Exile. In the time I play the game, I'm able to grind or be putting into an effective use in making currency. For example, I'm not chilling in my hideout where I could be doing the chaos recipe while watching streams or watching a movie. Chaos recipe gets brought up a lot on my stream, and most people by now know that I'm not a fan of it. And the main reason that I don't like it is because I don't find it fun doing the chaos recipe, and that is the main reason I play video games. The main way I make currency is by spinning that RNG wheel as often as I can. I don't really waste time on most rares, and I only pick up high value rares such as amulets, rings, jewels, belts, Val regalias, titanium shields, hubris circlets, and you're probably seeing an ES trend here. Other high ES bases aren't bad to pick up either, like widow silks and stuff like that. I'd recommend browsing the wiki to learn what the high bases are for each set. For example, slink gloves, titan boots, royal Birkenay. It's also useful to pick up things that can be upgrades for yourself if you're playing. Outside of Val regalias, I don't pick up any chests outside of 6 sockets. Keep in mind that this is more day 3 to 5 onwards for me, and it might be different for you as well. Early on, I'll be picking up a lot more. I also don't pick up wisdom scrolls, portal scrolls, and a lot of time I'll be missing things like ults and augmentations. I do try to pick up chances, but if you miss those, it's not the end of the world. Now that we have essences in the game, maps can be a lot more tempting. I did try out going low maps on my Valsparker, but I still felt I made more hard currency just by spamming Dried Lake. It's so fast to make a new instance, and there's no penalty on currency farming Dried Lake, regardless of what your level is. And actually getting good essences can be quite rare. So the idea behind all of this is that time is money, and also experience. You get a ridiculous more amount of experience while grinding like this. So if you care a lot about trying to, for example, push level 100, this is definitely a decent way to approach it. And the amount of time you use picking up rares, organizing them, can take a lot more time than you think, even if you're doing it optimally. So instead of using that time, I go straight back to another map or a new round of Dried Lake. And you keep spinning that RNG wheel, hoping to get some high tier currency drops for big ticket items. I've been making logs of how much currency I make per day, and I also mentioned what I've been doing for how long. If you think this might be an interesting way to make currency and play the game, then try it out for a few days and see if you make more currency. It's also important to note that if you're playing like a summoner or a totem character, you can sometimes have quite a lot more room to loot things without it necessarily slowing you down. Whereas if you're playing custom crit discharge, every time you're picking up an item, that's one pack you could be killing instead. And a really important part of all of this as well is having a good loot filter. You can either customize one yourself. I use Neversinks as a base and then customize it quite a lot myself, like especially the sounds. And the main important thing is that you know what is important to pick up based on the sounds, because a lot of times things will drop off screen, but as long as you can hear and you have a general idea of what it is, that's pretty important. As I mentioned earlier, I'm not trying to tell people how to play, I'm just sharing the method of how I play, and hopefully it helps some of you. If you guys have any questions or you want to see more of my work, you can come by twitch.tv/Zizaran and you can ask any questions you have. Have a nice day guys, and keep on grinding.